Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Standard Grind. Today, no, Modern Grind. It's going to take a little while for me to adapt to that, but it's going to be a slow grind. We actually got something really cool that we can do today. I'm going to take care of it with talk. First off, I'm just going to do the ad read real quick. No sponsors for the channel, so if you want to help sponsor us, go to these big events. You can hit that memberships tab. $1 a month gets your name read on every stream, and it helps me do what I do. Starting from the top, Alpha Ronan, Tim's Top Decks, Elias Sutter, The Darth Newt, AJY100, and Jared Munsterman. Thank you all so much for being members, and thank you all so much for watching. Just being here. The views by themselves mean the world to me. I used to play goblins by myself in my room, all alone. And so now that the fact that anybody watches it all is a huge plus. If you enjoy Goblins content and listen to me ramble, like and subscribe. Easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. With that, let's jump into some online games. Today we played Modern at the Energy store, and we went 1-3, which is how it goes sometimes. You can't expect to win everything, but I had a great time with my friends. Let's get some event tickets. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen just for a second. You'll have to look at my beautiful face, the ugly goblin face, but it's what I got. Let's get some ticks so that we can play some games. Check it out. But yeah, gonna play the same list we played yesterday. It felt good, so I see no reason why not. And a bing, a boom, a boom. A bada bing, a bada boom. Cool. So now we can go back, share our screen. Bada boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Sweet. And let's get to it. Let's jump into a league. See if we can play against a bunch of Boros energy. Let's go to the sideboard real quick. See if we can anticipate what we're going to play against. I believe we're going to play up against a lot of Boros energy. So if we're thinking about Boros, we can cut the Maguses. We can go... I miss Pyroclasm against Boros, so let's bring it in. 1, 2, 3. And I think the rest of this feels pretty good. Thoughtseize isn't the greatest against them, but it is what it is. This list doesn't play a Nightmare. We could go trim the Krenko because it's win more. Cut the... I really like Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is good in the matchups where Pyroclasm isn't, and Pyroclasm is good in the matchups where Thoughtseize isn't. I guess the rest of this is pretty good. Maybe we don't need 3 Sling Gangs. We want to cast it, but we don't always want to cast it. And then this gives us 1, possibly 2 flex slots. Let's add another Munitions Expert. Chthonian Nightmare was pretty cool. We could like trim a Skirk, add a Nightmare. Add a Nightmare and a second Mog Mob. Let's trim the Munitions and add another Mog Mob. I just really like the idea of having these 2 against Boros. I guess then we can just add this as well. We're going to be pretty removal heavy, but we're going to be expecting to play against Boros, so it's to be expected. Yeah, now let's try it like this. Oh, I should do an audio check in case the mic's not on. Bear with me. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Magic.
Hello,
And welcome to beautiful. Cool. So it's yes. Well, that's different. This? Yes. Perfect. Okay. Pull up the chat. And let us begin. Yes, I would like to lock this in. And probably do two tonight because I already played 4 rounds of Modern. And then we'll finish the league, the other 3 matches tomorrow night. I know Boros energy is really big. So I'm expecting probably 3 matches of Boros, 1 match of Eldrazi, 1 match of Frog. With anything else being just pure upside. I always have my cords facing towards me on my lap or on my computer. One day I'll do a tour. Actually, how about this? If we get to 5,000, I'll do a room tour and I'll show you my computer setup so everybody can roast me about my cords and everything. Really good day though. Had a nice day at work. I love where I work. I love the people that I work with. It's a really cool community. I think honestly it's everything. If you can enjoy where you work, if you can enjoy your community, then it just makes life so much easier. While we wait real quick, I'm gonna go get some fruit. I will be right back. It's either Samwise combo or Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth? Yep. Mm-hmm. Really interesting. So if they go Yawgmoth next turn, they have enough mana to play another Young Wolf and win. So because of that, I think the best thing we can do is try to Stone Rain them by killing their Dryad Arbor. What's up, Kamar? Thank you for dropping in, bro. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, this is not gonna go well. As the kids say, I'm in danger. Mm-hmm. That's pretty hot. Mountain. Um, I'm trying to think if we can do something silly. I think the best thing we can do here is play Chain Whirler. Because I was thinking about if we attack, if they block, can we then Nightmare? But that's not true. We have to Nightmare next turn. But next turn we can start flip-flopping all this stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kiki into Chain Whirler is definitely where we're going with this. Or flip that. Chain Whirler to Kiki. Hoping that we can combo, but if not, the grind is definitely in our favor. When the Kiki turns out to be a benefit, it's just actually really funny. It's like, oh, baby. Pass it over. Chord. Sure. As crazy as it is, we kind of want them to kill this Chain Whirler. Oh, never mind. So that's fine. That's fine. This is actually optimal, I think. Yeah, we definitely lose. But I think that maybe there might be a world where we're able to get them to sack their board. So if we block with Munitions Expert, we sack the Chain Whirler. Bring Munitions Expert back. We have 2. We can shoot this for 2. We can shoot this for 2. And if they want to keep us alive, they have to sack the Endurance. I guess we don't have to block. We can take 3. I want to try Nightmare next turn. We don't have enough mana to cast Kiki. Nightmare we can double cast, so we can flip-flop things twice. And in order to do that, I kind of want this in the graveyard. And step activate Vial. Yep. Stupid to play. Munitions on top is huge. Sure. Sure. Uh-huh. But now what? Ah, flash in another endurance. Okay. Oh, hit my graveyard. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Wait, but so what they should have done is they should have targeted my graveyard, killed my Snoop, trigger before they bottom my graveyard so that the Snoop's no longer in the yard. Now I get the possibility of bringing it back. Yeah. Oh, I knew that was there. That was so dumb. Okay, so yeah, so if we would have left it on 2, get Violet in, then sack it to reanimate the other one. No, I guess we can't because there's no other munitions in the bin. So that was still bad. Plain munitions expert. Shoot the young wolf. That's fine. Nightmare. We could bring back Snoop, but that does nothing. This is fine. Hmm. Bring back Snoop. Sack the chain whirler. Okay. Go ahead. Okay, how could we have done this differently? Even if we did it in the right order, we left Vile on 2, and then we cast Chthonian and then cast Chthonian, we would still not be able to combo because the Snoop that's brought back with Chthonian can't have haste. Really close. Another Dredger's Insight's fine. I mean, I like that the fact that they didn't hit any young wolves or undying creatures. Mm-hmm. And now mm-hmm. I mean, they have to double sack to get rid of my Snoop. Agatha's fine. Go to mine. 15. So upkeep. That stays on 3. So I can go Vial. Yes, put a Harbinger into play. Tutor to the top. Put another Harbinger in play, or on top. Chthonian. Ah, they had the Agathas. Okay, so that was a punt. Putting a Snoop on top plays around more removal. The issue is they have an Agathas, so I can never get my Snoop back now. So let's try it on the Chain Whirler first. If they eat it, I don't have a creature to sack. But that means that the Snoop is still in my graveyard. So now we'll just play out the Chthonian and pass. We get to draw Harbinger. Try to do it again. Very, very bad. Not going to work at all. Might's pretty good. It's my Vial and my Nightmare. Yeah, Chthonian makes sense. That's a reason to leave it in your hand. Rumble. Greenstone's X is 1 to grab another Young Wolf. I mean, that's really good against my deck. I think we just go to next game. So close. They just have so many cards. Let's activate this. Battlecry Goblin would actually be really cool right now. Put a Harbinger into play, Tutor. Let's put a Ringleader on top. Just because. I guess if we're taking up the Vial the last turn and the turn after. So this last turn, it would have gone to 4. We could have cast the Harbinger. Or given a haste or something. And then this time the Vial would be going to 5 and we still have 4 mana. So we could do both. Yeah. We gotta try. That's the issue, is we have to try. So I put a ringleader on top. The issue is now they're also winning the fair race now. I'll concede. I know what I'm doing next turn. Hard casting our ringleader. Val goes to 4. It's just not good enough, and I don't want to waste too much of my time because I think the sideboard games probably favor me. Trash Master's bad. Sting Sword is okay. Nightmare's definitely not where we want to be. Combo's never going to work in a million years. Chalice is decent. It counters their 1s. Possibly counters their 2s. I think Pyroclasm is probably better. Munition's good. Thoughtsei's good. I mean, Nightmare would have been good, but they have Agathas. Sting Squirter's not as good. Crater Maker's not as good. Guess we could trim a couple of vials too. They're a combo deck. We don't really need vial. 1 is good. Anything more than 1 we don't want. Well, this is a hand. We're going to try it because we're crazy. Done. Leyline. Yes. Play this tapped. Go ahead. It could have gone to 5. The issue is, I think about the Ogmoth matchup as a control deck, basically. They're going to be trying to stop everything that you're doing the entire game. If you go to 5, it's much easier for them just to keep you from playing the game. Yep. Oh, baby. That's pretty cool. Stone Rain? I guess, no, this is Sinkhole. 2 mana, destroy target land. Oh, hell yeah. Honestly, I think we can beat a Grist. We just can't beat a Yogg. Go ahead. No attacks. Yeah, the issue with their deck is they just draw so many cards. Sling Gang's pretty good. Matron. I think we're just trying to grind. I know they have an endurance. And I know that they have... Actually, we can just look. Swamp endurance... Or not Swamp. They have a Strangleroot Geist and an endurance. Oh, baby. Well, Nice knowing y'all. Well, I believe I have died. Yeah, I believe I have died. I think about it every night and day. I wanna spread my wings and fly away. 'Cause I believe I have died. Goblin. Ringleader. Trigger. Gotta play our favorite card. Oh no. I mean, that's a good card, but not what you want to see for sure. Okay. No attacks, but can we play this as a land? No. Then pass. I think Boros and Yogg are probably two of our hardest matchups, and that's fine. We need practice. Practice versus them for sure. Dredger's Insight was such a huge boon for this deck. It's kind of crazy to think about. But Yogg has always been good. It's just been fading out of popularity with the rise of Eldrazi and stuff. Now that Boros is back on top, Yogg is in a position to take over again. Bowmasters. Where did you come from? Yep. Maybe. Wow. GG, opponent. You were prepared. I respect it. Sometimes your opponent works really hard and they deserve the win. This is pretty awesome. Kills the Plague Engineer and it pings him. Fork Bolt. They sack it a draw. Go ahead. Yeah, I feel like I've died. Like a Green Sun Zenith here. Geist is also pretty good. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. At least there's not a Plague Engineer in play. Oof. Guess we got an arena. The issue is, what do we do? So... play the Trawler. Now we'll try to bog. them. We took out the nightmare, so there's no real reason not to bog ourselves, because if they still have an Agatha's, they could turn all their creatures into Mog Mobs, which is just too good. Mm-hmm. Flash and Endurance. Do the grist thing. In response to that, I would like to cast this. Maybe. I just want to kill the Strangler Rootgeist. Nothing bad's going to happen. Okay. Which counters their own -1/-1 trigger. And now it's in play. I'd like to shoot this guy. Goes to exile forever. Oh, that trigger resolves. They swing for 1 billion. Put me to 3. Maybe. Okay, so we saved ourselves from being comboed. I guess not true because we had a late line. That's a hasty snoop. Let's try it. Let's see what's on top. Okay. Yeah, so we can't go to the insta because it loses haste. We're going to do it now. Yeah, that makes sense. Pass it over. I will lose mana, and that's fine. Because I will also lose my life. For the love of the game. Opponent, Catharsis is killing me through combat damage. GG's, well played. Well, Yawgmoth is traditionally really good against goblins, so that's the way the news goes. Let's run it back. I'm going to blow my nose real quick. With Boros being one of the best decks in the format, we just get a lot of splash damage as goblins, and that's fine. We just gotta be aware of it. And be ready. Maybe. It's never really a real consideration of whether or not you'll go first. I don't think this Thoughtseize holds this hand together that well. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Surveil. Just feels so bad. Well, this hand's worse. Definitely worse. We'll try it though. Okay. We turn 2 Thoughtseize after playing the Vial on one. Cavern's good. Chain Roller's good. Let's Fetch Shock. Vial pass. I think Vial's probably our best card in this matchup just because it allows us to also ramp. And if they have a slower hand, we can kind of just beat them. Oh, baby. Oh, this is the really cool Spicy Eldrazi list that I saw. Okay, so my friend was talking to me about this list that wants to play Eldrazi Linebreaker and Sire of Seven Deaths in the same deck so that you're able to give it +X/+O and haste. This is another card that I think is just like incredibly pushed, but people have not like played with enough. 3 mana, 3/3, Devoid. It is trample. Beginning combat on your turn, any target creature you control gets haste and +X/+O, where X is the number of Eldrazi's you have. There's so many different situations where you're gonna have like spawns or scions, and then like this just makes like any random creature lethal. Okay. I'm at 11. That's the tough part. If they go land, thought not. I think we have to be safe. Thought sees them. Jabba jabba. So the Kozilek's command is going to be ramped for 1 if they don't land. We have to take the Kozilek's command. Pass it over. Go to combat. I'll yield. Mm-hmm. Chalice someone's fine. Cavern's really good because it means we can cast our spells through a chalice. They have the same feeling. I am at 5. Let's play the Chain Wheeler. I mean, I guess. No, because that deals 2 damage. Cancel. So this is the smart Chain Wheeler first. Trigger on the stack. Yes. Put a munitions in play. Munitions goes to shoot for 2. Then the Chain Wheeler 1 damage ping resolves. Sure. Wow. Thoughtseize is going to get countered by that chalice. So in that case, let's do this. Shoot the Fleshraker. Combat, attack with all. Myco spawn's good. Once you get your land. We'll go to the end step. And Mile and Snoop. Now they can cast all his dust, I guess. Because it is an Eldrazi spell. Wow, we ticked up for this specific point. Matron cast. Tutor. Go get a Harbinger. Violent Harbinger. Trigger. Kiki Jiki, tap target. Tap target. Tap target. I don't think I showed them the Mog Mob yet. But let's be safe. So we go Snoop, Snoop, Snoop. We be snooping. They see me rolling. I'm snooping. La 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 la. The goblins are dirty. They be playing dirty. In the ground they're dirty. Sling gang on top. Oh, we didn't do it enough. 4, 8, 12, 13. Well, we gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Attack with all. Sack this one. Target. No. This one. Damage is good. And now we sack, sack, sack. We punted. We were going to grab a Mog Mob. Because then we don't have to make as many snoops. But thankfully, we're so used to clicking a bunch. Oh, yeah. No worries. Thank you for dropping in. Really appreciate you being here. Yeah, so super high level. They're playing a deck that uses a lot of resources to play really big spells. I can show you because we saw their hand. So like something like this, it's a 7-mana spell that each player sacks all permanents that are one or more colors, right? Super powerful thing because most of the things in Magic have colors. And they're using their big resources. It's called fast mana, a resource that you get quicker than usually the pacing of Magic allows to get to these late game spells earlier than you usually would. Whereas I'm the opposite. I'm playing a lot of little creatures to try to get to end the game before my opponent can get to the late game. I have a combo in my deck where super high level, basically I'm able to use one card to copy the same card over and over again. And then at the end, I use that card to change the top card of my library to something else so that those cards that are copied become that other thing. Because this card says it has all activated abilities of goblins on top. And so as long as I have a certain goblin on top, I can make infinite dudes, sack them all to drain my opponent for 800 million. Against them, we don't have moons, which is kind of annoying, but we have Thoughtseize, which is good. Let's shave 2 Aether Vials, and Chain Whirler's kind of bad here. Let's try like that. Yeah, I mean, so to be fair, right, they're different games, but I feel like high-level Magic is pretty insane because it's so like all the decks are so powerful and balanced. So like what I'm doing is an infinite damage combo on turn 3, but you can stop it with like some of the cheapest cards in the game, and there's like thousands of cards that stop what I'm doing. My opponent's doing something really powerful, but you can just play cards that go faster than them, and if you kill them before they're able to get to the late game, their big spells don't really matter. So the format is all about playing the most busted thing, but you need to respect what your opponent's doing too, because they could just kill you out of nowhere. So let's go Fetch Shock. I'll get a Blood Crypt, and then I'll cast a Thoughtseize. Oh, do we want a Vial or do we want a Thoughtseize? I think we kind of want a Thoughtseize. Dismember, Chalice. Let's take the Chalice. Crazy as it is to take the Chalice, I think that I can play through a Dismember pretty well. I think it's their only turn to play. Oh yeah, they have Linebreaker. Okay, for sure. So yeah, my opponent's playing a kindred creature type called Eldrazi, which are like the beings that exist between the boundaries of the worlds, and they exist to like eat the worlds. So there's not too many of them in the multiverse. They roam from place to place, turning everything they touch into dust. And so like they're not necessarily evil. They're like the balancing force in the multiverse, which is kind of crazy. Here, I'll get a Rakus Theater. Land on top, play Vial. And I'm definitely losing this game because they were able to just get a threat out pretty fast and protect it. Not even protect it. I dealt myself 5 damage and they're able to get a threat out pretty fast. So this is a great example of what their deck is trying to do. So this land taps for 1, but it taps for 2 if it's for Eldrazi. So that's like significantly above where the curve usually is, or the rate of that usually is. And then this is a card that when you cast it, you get to search the library for a land to put on the battlefield. So basically, you get to grab just like another one of these. And then a principle in Magic is if you cast a spell, but it gives you mana back, then you reduce the mana cost of that spell by the mana that you got back. If you pay 3 mana for a creature, but it gives you 3 mana when it comes into play, you just got 3 mana back. So the creature is not literally free, but it basically is free for value senses. Mycospawn's really busted because it's 4 mana, but you get to grab a land that taps for 2. So it technically is a 2 mana 3/3 that gets your best land out of the deck. Quite strong. So we knew about that land. Can I pet that dog? We will be cheesy here. Because I know I'm dying next turn. I'll play a Harbinger to put a Goblin on top. Really appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoy Goblin's content, like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. We'll put the Goblin Ringleader on top because that's the name of the channel, and we love Goblin Ringleader. It's so fun to draw cards in Goblins because traditionally we just don't. There's no card advantage. But sometimes 4 mana draw 4 really strong. Labyrinth's good. And now they get to give this one haste. And so they get to swing in, and kasmeka smeka, I have died. All right. But that's the fun thing about playing this format, honestly, is everything in this format is pretty broken. And it's just so cool to see what people come up with. And to see how you're going to beat like the quote unquote best decks, you know? That's why I love playing goblins. It's a puzzle. There's so many good cards. You just gotta pick the ones that are best in whatever format. And whatever meta you're playing. I would like to play first. This hand is very bad. There's a better hand. And we found it. 1, 2, 3 lands. We could bottom a trawler. Let's bottom the Blood Crypt because we have 2 lands here, and if we need to, the trawler's a third. Keeps a 6 and reveals a Devourer. Play the Raucous Theater on turn 1. We get a Surveil trigger. Look at the top card. Do I want that? Kind of. I'll leave it. Yield it over. No, not exactly replaced it. I would say that the 2 flavors of Tron are pretty similar. Or it's not really. But what's crazy? Did you say Tron? Yeah. There's no. This is what's insane. If you haven't played Modern in a while, there's no Tron anymore. It's just. I guess that then yes, the answer to your question, my bad, is yes. Tron has been replaced by Eldrazi because Ugin's Labyrinth and Eldrazi Temple by themselves are just like the most busted thing that you can possibly be doing. The Tron lands have pretty much been filtered out of Modern completely. The only real reason to be playing Tron lands anymore is if you're trying to play Ugin, the new Ugin, which is really, really good. It allows you to get cast triggers and stuff. However, I think that overall, yeah, they just kept printing more and more Eldrazi spells, and this is a brew. The Line Breaker brew is different, and it's not exactly like the greatest thing to be doing. It is very aggressive, and it probably crushes Boros, which is where you want to be if you're an Eldrazi deck. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to watch like the evolution of Modern, right? Like you watch somebody play Tron for years, and then like all of a sudden the Tron lands become unplayable because they print just a strictly better, like the issue with playing Tron was always if you don't have one of your 3 lands, the lands don't do anything. They're just 1 mana colorless sources. However, there's a lot of ways to tutor for them, a lot of ways to find redundancy. The issue is now that our wonderful R&D department has given us soul lands in Modern. So the tempo and the pacing is completely shifted because it used to be, okay, turn 1, you can chill. Turn 2, you can chill. Turn 3, okay, now you got to really pay attention. It starts on turn 1 and 2 now, like, and it's pretty insane to watch the power creep of the Eldrazi deck. And so, yeah, super long-winded of saying yes, Tron is kind of dead. Eldrazi is taking its place, but not. I don't want you to think that this specific build of Eldrazi is really good. Usually, it's just like similar to Tron, just play the late game and play big dumb things. That deck is very dumb. No blocks. I will be taking damage. Why am I even? I should be yielding. Aha! Play Snoop. Top card's a land. Yield it over. All right, opponent, burn me out. Show me death. Because if you can't kill me, I just turn 3 combo or turn 4 combo you. Maybe. No blocks. I'll be good on that. I'm sure you're not gonna kill my Snoop, right? Right? Hey, appreciate you dropping in. Timeless on Arena. Yes, that is a great way to put it. I'm gonna read that little part of what you said. Yeah, it's a really good point. So this person in the comments, they play Timeless on Arena. And I'm saying this out loud because the people who are watching the VOD also probably want to hear this discussion because it's important. They play Timeless on Arena, and they came to say that while they're in the minority of people that enjoy the extreme power level of cards, they do also relate to the sadness of the enfranchised players. Archetypes they love on Arena don't even last more than a year or two, and they, if they do remain, they're drastically changed. I totally agree, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't mind the way that, they have to design cards to be different, and they have to design cards to grow over time and like to make more of an impact as the game goes on. Flute's fine. Name Snoop. And I think that's fine, but I agree. I think that, people who have loved the game forever for certain reasons, you really should allow them to keep doing what they're doing. And you need to have like things that change, yes, but like you it's a very fine line between like making positive changes for the game and changing stuff to like actually push the players who want to be playing the game out. Out of what they want to be doing, right? Like if you absolutely love, I guess we could grab Creator Maker. Sorry, I'm thinking. If we draw and play Creator Maker, that's 3 mana. If we play Trash Master, it's a Lord, so let's just do that. And then I think we just yield, which is crazy to say. And yield again. I think that it's important to design powerful new cards that encourage people to buy your set and your game. From a business perspective, I understand Wizards and how they're trying to present it. The issue really comes when the rush to create something more powerful than what you've been doing is the rush is being driven by that desire for profit. Because at the end of the day, the profit is not what's getting you. I guess we need one of these. And the profit at the end of the day is not what's like allowing you to have a successful game. The profit is not what's allowing you to, have a successful company. The profit is the result of the players who love the game and are enfranchised enough to say, high or low, I will play this game because I absolutely love it. And it's really hard to watch Wizards slowly succumb because in the beginning, we knew that they were doing it for certain reasons. We knew why they were trying certain ideas, right? Vorthos, flavor. But recently, it's just been like, and we can understand like 1 or 2 products a year that are like aimed at profit for the shareholders. That makes sense. That's just natural. That just makes good sense. the issue that we as players feel is when every set that they make is based towards profit. Um, Everything that they do is different on purpose. I won't say different. Different is a bad word. Everything that they do is based in trying to appease the shareholders and not the players, because the shareholders allow you to have a business, yes, but if you don't respect your players and the player base and what you've fostered as a community, slowly you're going to lose it. There's only so many new players in the world, and they're saying that Universes Beyond is like meant for new players to come into Magic, but Magic is the biggest card game in the world already. And so it's really hard to believe that, after a while, we're going to run out of these quote unquote new players, and we're going to rely heavily on the old blood, the old guard, to like make the game what it is. And if all of them have been pushed away because of power creep, because of fire design, because of the death of decks like Tron, right? Like, which has always been a modern staple. Um, if the old guard rotates out and the new players come in, but they're fickle and they only want to stay for the one set that they want to play, what's to make them enfranchise players? The reason that we are enfranchise players is because we love something deep enough to invest our time in it, to try to care about it. And if Wizards doesn't see that and respect that, then there's going to be, sadly, there's players that are going to leave the game. And I don't want to see my friends stop playing Magic because Wizards didn't want to fix problems that they could have fixed. I respect Wizards. I love their company. I love their game. I just don't respect the decisions that they've been making recently. Yes, and I feel like they just need somebody to say that to them, right? They need somebody to go into the shareholders meeting and be like, "Hey, this is an unpopular opinion, but, I've been playing Magic since I was 12, and I grew up with Magic, and I am scared that I'm not going to be the old man yelling at the wind saying, I'm scared that the game's changing. I'm not scared that the game's changing. I'm scared that the community that I grew up with won't be there for the next generation of new Magic players because of the fact that the enfranchised players, I play Goblins and I'm crazy. Everybody makes fun of me because I play exclusively Goblins in all formats because that's what makes me happy. Why wouldn't you just switch to the best deck every 2 weeks? Why wouldn't you just net deck like the rest of us? Well, it's because I love playing Goblins and I'm an enfranchised player and it's what I love to do. And I have no reason to change. And it sounds so stupid when I say it like that, but that's the truth is I love playing Goblins. As silly as it is, as much as it doesn't give me any wins, or as we see here, I got one win out of my 5 games that I played, and I went 1-3 tonight at Modern. But I'm not playing this game to win. I'm playing this game to have enjoyment and to have fun with my friends, share it with the Goblin Horde. Yeah, no, 1,000%. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, right? These super busted decks are important because they're time stamps in Magic's history, but you have to make sure there's a very fine line between creating powerful enough cards that people have those stories like you're talking about where you want to be able to go back and talk about the cool stuff, but you also don't want to destroy decks like Jund and Tron, right? Jund is completely dead in Modern, and Tron is going that way too. And when the format starts to kill off the old blood, there's not a lot of options for new players. Like, if new players come into Modern and they see that there's like 3 good decks, Eldrazi, Murktide, or I should say Frog, Eldrazi, Frog, and Boros, and Ruby Storm, I guess. If those are the 4 good decks, what's the incentive to play any of the other old fun combo decks, right? There's always gonna be janky brews that can work, but when you play against those 4 decks every single week, most people cave, and people who play their fun stipulation decks, they're gonna leave Modern because the archetypes that they created, and by the way, I just wanna point out, Ruby Storm is from Modern Horizons, Frog is from Modern Horizons, Eldrazi is from Modern Horizons, Boros Energy is from Modern Horizons. These 4 decks that dominate the entirety of the Modern format right now are crushing all of the old decks that used to be staples of Modern, and the search for the new best deck has just become play Modern Horizons cards in any pile in any combination, and you'll beat the old decks. You'll beat the random Jund deck. You'll beat the random Tron deck, and it's kind of crazy. I agree 1,000%. I think that like Kindred, because the card pool is so deep, should always have a chance. You said it. You said it perfectly. Modern right now is just Horizons block constructed, and just like it rotated old Modern out, we need Modern Horizons to rotate out. They'll never do it. They'll never say all the Modern Horizons cards are illegal in Modern. They're banned. But I don't know. Barring some change like that, I don't know how this gets better. And I don't mind. I want you to know this. I've played goblins through KCI, through Hogak, through Grief and Fury, through Nadu, through Oko, through Uro. I'm jumping around, but Oko, through Uro, through Mystic Sanctuary, through Arkham's Astrolabe, through Yorion. I've played goblins through all of these formats. I don't mind a busted deck. I don't mind something being broken. What I care about is when a set comes out, like Modern Horizons 3, where the 4 decks that are the top 4 decks in the format came from that set, and before that, Eldrazi was like a fringe deck. It was good, but it wasn't the greatest. Ruby Storm just didn't exist. It was Blue-Red Storm, and the deck was not good. It was considered to be dead. Boros Energy did not exist before Modern Horizons, and Frog was Murktide, which was Modern Horizons 1. Ragavan and Murktide were like the staples from it. So I say all that to say this, honestly. We need to be willing to have these conversations as a Magic community. We need to be willing to talk to each other about how we feel, because the only way that we get our voices heard is by expressing our thoughts out loud. When we think about things inside of our head, but we don't tell anybody outside, it doesn't do any good. But when we take the time to articulate what it is that we care about, what do we feel and how we care about the game enough to say, hey, this is a problem and I think that we should change this, that's when change can happen. So as long as us, me and you, the Goblin Horde, as long as we care about Magic and we're willing to talk about it, the game's not dead. And we won't let it die. Because we care about this, and this means a lot to us. I grew up with Magic, and I love it more than any other game in the world. You know, I make YouTube shorts every day. I stream every day. I play a bad deck. I play a deck that statistically does not do well because it makes me happy. And I'll play it until I don't care if I get crushed or not. That's not the point. I played on this channel during Nadu, played on this channel during Grief. I didn't play during Fury because I didn't have a channel back then, but that's the idea. I don't mind getting squashed. I'm resilient. I'm scared for the people who aren't as resilient. I'm scared for the people who, as soon as they lose 4 in a row, they want to switch decks. If that happens enough, eventually everybody's going to be diluted into the Modern Horizons cards, and where does the game go from there? But ending on a note of positivity, I'm super excited for the upcoming sets, right? There's the Final Fantasy set, which isn't exactly my cup of tea, but I'm happy for the people who are going to enjoy it. But we have Lorwyn coming next year. We have all of these beautiful things. Magic is growing, Magic is expanding, and hopefully, they've announced they're not going to do another Modern Horizons set. Hopefully, things go back to the way that they were 2016, 2018 Modern, right? Till then, we have to not give up. We have to grind. And yeah, I just have to say thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I'm going to do the ad read one more time, then I'm going to crash. If you enjoy Goblin's content, hit that like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to become a member of the channel, $1 a month in the memberships tab gets your name read on every stream. Alpha Ronan, Tim's Top Decks, Elias Sutter, The Darth Newt, ADDY 100K, and Jared Munsterman. Thank you all so much for being members, and thank you all so much for watching and being a part of this beautiful discussion. If you have any thoughts after the stream, drop them in the comments down below. Until next time, thank you so much for what you do, you beautiful people. Go to sleep, you legends. I hope you have a nice day. Peace. Till next time.